Welcome to Pioneer Disc Golf. I'm Mark. I'm playing East Frankfort Park. I shot a -1 on the front 12. I am on hole A, which is technically hole 13 on this course. This is a short but technical course. It is extremely sunny out here. It's a beautiful day in Central Kentucky, and it's a beautiful day to stay under par, which is my goal for today. Like I said, I am -1, so all I basically have to do is par it out, and I can accomplish that. But I'm not going for pars on every hole. A lot of these holes are gettable, but I don't know if hole A is, so let's find out. Hole A is 363 feet. Basically got to get straight. The road and everything over there to the left of the road is out of bounds, so you got to kind of avoid these little trees on the right side. And once you get past all of that danger to the right, you got to get a little bit further right into that little grove of trees. It's mostly downhill, so you don't have to crush anything, but I think a forehand makes a lot of sense. Also a turnover backhand. I don't think with my forehand I have that much distance and control, so I'm going to try a vandal on a turnover line. Looked like it stayed straight for way too long, and then towards the end of the flight, it started hyzering out down that hill. I think I'll have an open approach to get up and down and save a 3, but I'm probably gonna have a decent amount of work to do. All right, this is totally fine. There's the lie, there's the basket. That's about 65 feet up there. I'm gonna try a little tactic, forehand line, hit the open gap, land soft right by the basket, tap it a 3. Oh. Absolute shank. Pretty ugly upshot, but I think I'm still about 12 feet, so not a huge deal, but would have liked to execute that a little bit better. This is one benefit that I think that I have with my straddle putt. A lot of people, line up like this. The side step, have one foot in front of the other. But I've always thought that a straddle stance makes a lot more sense, especially because a lot of times you have to putt like this. But since I always putt like this, it's not as big of a deal. I kind of just get in position, kind of reach down, and throw it in. When I first started playing, I saw people like Paul McBeth putt with that side straddle stance, or whatever you want to call it, and that's how I actually started putting. But then I saw people like Kevin Jones putt with more of that straddle stance that I do now, and then I started doing that, and I've noticed my putt accuracy increase a lot. My question for you is, what stance do you putt with? What do you prefer? Let me know down below. All right, guys, on to hole B. It's gonna be 373 feet. It's a par 3. You need to get forward, you need to get out of this little tunnel, you need to go in between this little grove of trees. You can either go left or you can go right. And after you get through all that, you should have a nice little look to try to get up and down and get a 3, or if you get a really great drive, you could potentially get the 2. I'm gonna try my wraith on a hyzer, just try to really get it out there and try to get it to that fence line and then over left through the further gap. Hung it out a little bit too far to the right, but I should have a pretty wide open look to get up and down. Yeah, that should be okay. There's the lie over there. There's the basket kind of behind that little bush. I think I'm gonna try my tactic again, hopefully throw it a little bit better than I did last time. Aim it off to the left, that way I should have a nice wide open putt. This would actually be a little bit trickier than I thought. There's just like this thing right in the way, it's just a little bit awkward. Well, worked out well, but that was not as easy as I thought it was gonna be. I was just so awkward to try to stand there and throw out from that. Had I even been 1 foot to the left, it would have been so much easier. But that's disc golf. Lies matter so much. Even the difference in like 6 inches of where you end up landing can make a huge difference on that next shot. I believe I executed it pretty well. So, let's put it out, get the par. Okay, on hole C, 260 feet. You need to get forward, get through that gap to the right, get uphill, and then just kind of a soft little pan off to the right. Got a wide open basket. Seems like it'd be a relatively easy forehand, although if you don't get the height quite right, kind of hit the hill and then end up rolling down it. So you could either try that or you could go with a turnover backhand. I think I'm gonna try the forehand. Iron Samurai forehand. I think that that's an extra part of the tee pad, although just to be safe, I'll stay over here on the concrete. Maybe it's just kind of muddy right there and they put that over there to protect you in case you went a little bit more forward off the tee pad, but I'll throw on the concrete. Seems like I kept the angle just a little bit too flat, so it kind of ended up just kind of panning out and landing softly. I'll have a wide open look, but I'm gonna be well outside the circle. All right, not too much more work to do. Just gonna pitch up the P2, move on to the next hole. So overall, this round has been relatively mundane, relatively boring, no big highlight throws. Nothing extra special out of the ordinary, but that's recreational disc golf. I remember not too long ago, I would watch some Jomez, then I'd get really anxious to get out there and go play, and I'd throw and I'd just be kind of let down as to how much better the professionals were than myself. Seems like they would just make all the hard shots look so easy, and I made all the easy shots just so hard. But I finally accepted, well, they're professionals. This is their job. This is literally their livelihood. Some of them have been playing longer than I've been alive. I've been playing for 6 years and I've never taken it that seriously until now. So why should I expect that I'm gonna play anything like how they're playing? In a way, my thought process was actually somewhat disrespectful and discrediting them for all the work that they've put in to be able to get to the level that they're at now. So when I finally started to put that in perspective, it took me a little bit longer than it should have. I'm now able to come out and play just a mediocre, decent little round and still feel pretty good about myself, knowing that I played to the best of my ability that day. And if I just keep making those small little improvements day by day, maybe eventually I will get to that level, but it will take a lot of time and a lot of hard work. But all right, moving on to hole D, it's gonna be 210 feet, par 3. You need to get through this gap. It's pretty tight, but then you need to get a little bit right, kind of just dead straight through that tunnel right after that. Try a nice smooth turnover with my origin, try to get it up there pretty close. Turn. Maybe I had a little bit too much hyzer on that origin, maybe not enough power, not totally sure. Just ended up a little bit too straight, never really got that good flip out of it. All right, this is gonna be a tough shot. There's the lie, there's the basket. I'm gonna have to throw the same disc again on a forehand. Use my mini, kind of straddle out a little bit and try to reach out and throw a forehand. Just kind of pitch it up there and get close. Mistake that I'm gonna try to avoid is trying to get too close to the basket and overpowering it and turn it, you know, crazy all over the place. I think just realizing that I'm gonna be in a weird throwing position that I don't normally practice. I need to make sure that I pump the brakes and just kind of chip it up there. Can't tell. All right, sweet. That was a lot better than I thought. I feel great about that one. Origin's a good disc when you throw it right. That's another thing I'll say about that mystery box. Some people say that it's not worth it getting a box like that. I would have never known about the Origin unless I'd gotten that box. I don't really hear people talking about it that often. It was just kind of one of those discs that would never have been on my radar to buy. But over the past 2 days of throwing it, gotta say I'm a huge fan of it. All right, on to hole E. I think this is the only par 4 on the entire course. It's 280 feet, it's a pretty big dog leg, and you do have a lot of work to do off the tee. You need to get straight, you need to get through this gap that the drone's flying through, and you need to get pretty far left. I think kind of the pro move would be to try to really push up there and throw something on a nice strong hyzer and really penetrate far forward. Kind of understanding my skill set, I don't think that's the smartest play for me. I think what makes more sense is trying to take my Origin again and throw it dead straight out there, try to get through that first gap, and try to set up a nice, easy approach. Just about got that perfect, but ended up a little bit to the right, and I kind of flew straight into all those logs. This isn't actually terrible though. You can see there's the lie, and there's the basket not too much further down there. If I was a little bit taller, that would be easier to kind of throw over all those logs, but I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Either a tactic or an iron samurai. I'll decide when I get up there. I'm gonna do a tactic. Not my best, definitely glad I went with the tactic instead of the iron samurai. That would have gone even further to the left. But since this is a par 4, I don't think I'll have any problem getting up and down and getting that 4. May have a look for birdie. There's the lie, there's the basket. Let's see. Almost had it. I see a little roll away too. I went for it. Didn't just lay it up. I've been boring. Got the par. Would have loved to have gotten that birdie right there. Had a decent chance. Just put it a little bit too far to the left. I still have 13 through 18, and then hole F is randomly kind of placed in there. Of course, it's kind of random with that. I think all those lettered holes were added in later, just because the course designer realized that they had more space. And hey, might as well throw in a few more holes if you got the space for it. But hole 13, pretty basic, wide open, 196 feet. I think it shapes up pretty well for a P2 because it's slightly downhill. Let's try to throw it right up there. Oh. I think it kind of early slipped out. I don't know, that sucked. What a bummer. Bad throw. I didn't even make it in the circle. I hit that tree pretty early. Jump putt downhill, 60 feet. Really bad, but maybe I can make a highlight putt. Oh, oh, oh. Got excited, then got let down. One of my slightly better jump putt attempts, but it did have an ugly roll away. I better hit this. This is not a hole you want to get a bogey on. All right, guys, on to hole 14. As you can see, pretty wide open, 266 feet. I believe the road and everything to the right is out of bounds, so you want to avoid that. But just throw something straight right up there, try to get it to, and move on. Let's try the origin. Flipped a little bit, decent flight out of that. Didn't quite get it as far as I wanted it. It's about 40 feet, pretty weak drive. And got a big huge tree in my way. Maybe now it's finally time for one of those circle 2 putts to go in. Oh. Nope. Still not quite that time. On to hole F, 225 feet, wide open, not a lot in the way. Throw something up there, get close, and make a putt. Get a 2 on this hole. Trying to putt myself up. It's gonna be an origin on a turnover or an iron samurai forehand. Let's try the origin on that turnover line. Hey, there we go. Get lucky. No. Oh. Felt pretty good out of my hand, seemed to have a decent amount of speed. Just a little bit too high, so it got knocked down a little bit short. I feel like every hole I've played, I've been right about this distance. Just not inside the circle, so another jump putt. Just not doing a good enough job off the tee, but hey, maybe one of these will fall in. I'm still on pace to get my goal. Oh no. Oh, I really thought I had that one. Just high and left. Caught chains finally. Just didn't drop it in. Hole 15 is 229 feet, pretty wide open for the most part. You need to penetrate that gap, and then you need to get off a little bit to the left. Need a good tee shot to get your 2. Gonna go for my MD3 for a little bit of stability, try to get it through that gap on the right side, get up there, and just gotta make a putt. If I can get in the circle, I feel more confident. I'm just having too many outside the circle looks for the birdies. I think that was really good. I think I hit my gap, chose the right disc with the right amount of stability. I think I'm pretty close. Let's get up here and knock this down. Oh. All right, that one felt great to get. Nice to see a birdie, but I'm happy about that birdie because I executed my tee shot well. And I'm definitely gonna need to do that again on hole 16 because this is a very technical tee shot. It's 253 feet. Pretty tight gap, but once you get through that initial gap, you gotta get off to the right. Once you get off to the right a little bit, you'll see that American flag flowing right above the basket. So if I get through that initial gap on my drive, you won't be able to see the flight of it very well, but I'm gonna try my origin on a turnover line, try to hit that gap and get off to the right. Before I throw, check this out. Little deer down there. That's so cool. No way. There's 2 deer right down here. I think I hear another one. Where's that bird? Got a little audience for this drive. Definitely got to execute it. They're all watching. Oh. I thought I totally smacked that tree. I missed it by probably an inch or 2. Pretty sure by missing that tree, I'm going to be practically parked. Never mind, not parked at all, but still pretty good. All right, there's the line, there's the basket, 50 feet to go downhill. This would be a sweet circle 2 putt to hit. Not a big deal at all. Really happy with that drive. That just have a nice wide open, no pressure shot. Would have been cool if I made it, but totally fine taking a 3. Oh, well, didn't matter either. So I'm putting it behind it. Whatever. All right, guys, sitting 2 down, 2 holes to go. Hole 17, 280 feet. Tough little gap to get through, and then after you get through that gap, got to get to the right. If you got a pretty powerful forehand, it is an option. Also, a turnover backhand is your option. Powerful forehand can get up there. Also, a pretty strong backhand turnover can get there too. I'm gonna throw my Star Sidewinder on a hyzer. It's a very flippy disc, so as long as I throw it the right way, it should flip up nicely. Seemed like I maybe just overpowered that just a little bit. Turned over too much on me. Probably should have thrown something more like the Vandal, a little bit less flippy than that. Or just thrown a little bit less power. Not an amazing drive, but really not that bad either. There's the lie, there's the basket. 60 feet uphill. Gonna throw a little chip shot with the tactic. All right, easy enough. So definitely gonna take a 3 on this hole. And it just leaves 18. And as long as I don't triple bogey 18, then I will accomplish my goal. A little bit of work left here to do. It's been one of those rounds that I don't think I'm gonna remember very well. Guys are just so average. Even at my level of player, I obviously have better rounds and worse rounds. I mean, everybody has that. You have those really good rounds that you kind of always remember. And then you have those really bad rounds that you remember too. The best that I can remember, there's only been one instance where I had a really tough look for par for the putt. Everything else has been pretty routine. But seeing as this is my 3rd round playing here and it is the best score, I guess I will remember that. What would make this round memorable is if I was able to get a birdie right here on 18 and finish -3. 210 feet, you've got 2 options. You can go to the left where the drone's flying, or you can go to the right where the drone didn't fly. Either way, not too far up there, but you do have a tree that's kind of right in front of the basket. So the theme of this round, as long as you get a good drive, set yourself up for an open putt, you should be able to get a birdie. Gonna try the Iron Samurai 4 on the forehand line to the left. See how it goes. Guess I forgot to mention that middle gap. Didn't know that one existed. That's pretty hilarious. Totally missed the gap, but got lucky. I've pushed up all the way up there. Still probably gonna be circle 2, but hey, totally shanked drive. No power on that at all. Still got an open look for the 2. There we go. How cool would it be if I made this one? I would love that. I'm definitely running it. That one little branch to deal with. I just throw it. I don't think I can get there with a jump putt because I need some height. I'm gonna turn and throw it. Oh. I just didn't think I had a good chance to get it there with a jump putt. I was gonna just end up short, so that's kind of boring. I'd rather throw it and end up deep. And there you have it. There's 24 holes at East Frankfort Park in Frankfort, Kentucky. It's the capital of Kentucky. There is another course here in this city called Lakeview Park. It's super boring. It's one of those boring, wide open bomber parks. I don't think I'll go there anytime soon, but eventually I'll take you guys there. I finished -1, but I could have easily taken a par in that last hole. I was just trying to hit a highlight throw. I didn't play in a tournament round or anything rated at all. I would have not done that. I would have just laid it up and taken my 3 and finished -2. Not sure where I'll play yet tomorrow, but I got a couple ideas in mind. If you haven't already watched me play the most scenic course that I've played in a long time, Falling Springs, then be sure to watch the front 9 here. And then after that, the back 9 over here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. See you next time.